Sandra Hoffman.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I am very deeply troubled by what I just watched and heard. I believe I just witnessed several Jackson County commissioners very clearly voicing their racist-laden opposition to Commissioner Mahoney's resolution tonight. A resolution meant to declare clearly and publicly that racism is a public health crisis and that we need to form a commission to address it. This was surreal. I mean, it's blind ignorance to their own position in society. They cannot see yet that, okay, so the scary thing is that they don't seem to think that they're racists. But my question is, if they're not racist, what does the word racist mean? Well, this was gut-wrenching, so thank you, that's it.
Keila Kilgore.
Can you hear me? Okay. I just want to share, I'm just really encouraging, you know, as the resolution that was voted on, that there be time taken to kind of listen to others, to take information. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot that's underlying and a lot of deep issues here that I don't know. I just encourage you to just sit in the space and to have some of those conversations. Again, I'm going to throw out there the cross-cultural conversations is only one example of some of those things where we have different individuals coming together, holding that space to have that conversation, sitting in that uncomfortableness and trying to understand and trying to look at things a little bit differently. I'd encourage a lot of people to take the privilege, look at some different things. I encourage you, dig deeper, please.
Lane Lewis.
I mean, what can anyone really say at this point to all of these men who have clearly demonstrated that they don't want to listen to their constituents and don't want to listen to their Black neighbors telling them about their experiences in their community? I have nothing to say to you besides the fact that we will remember. Elections are coming and we will not forget this. And to Commissioners Mahoney and Williams, I grieve with you and for you for the experience you've had tonight. I'm just deeply grieving for you. That's all I have to say, really. I'm deeply disappointed in all of you for what's happened here tonight.
Ms. Mahoney.
Forget this.
Hello, can you hear me?
Commissioners Mahoney
Yes.
and Williams.
Oh. First of all, I apologize. I didn't realize I would get to speak again, but I'm actually happy. I want to first say that I want to thank my husband, Daniel, and let you know that I appreciate you. I appreciate the fight that you are taking, and what I want people to get from this is to see what you go through all the time. This is not the first meeting that you've gone through something like this, and I am sorry that you have to deal with that. I am so deeply saddened. I feel like this is not what Jackson is. That vote is not where Jackson is. We are a community of people. We love Jackson. We want to see Jackson get better and attract more people to come here. This is such a great city. And when you have people who aren't thinking of how to do that and how to come together and how to work together, to see you guys say, okay, well, you have an amendment. Oh, let me see what you can amend to change this. And to hear you say, well, you don't want it to be a minority majority on this committee. You can't speak for the Black experience. You need to allow what some of our white allies have said on here is take a step back and allow for people of color to explain to you these situations. We're not trying to take down any history. If anything, we need to see that history so we don't continue to do the things that it has done in the past. But we have to acknowledge that history, read a textbook. We don't need to have monuments that are shown of Confederacy. We don't need that. The Confederate did not win the war. That ideology was not something America wanted to be. We're going to continue to strive to look towards what our Constitution stands for, because we're not just African Americans. We are Americans. We help build this country. We help build these laws, and we will continue to do so. I'm so sad that you guys made the comments about defund the police in order to try to change the narrative. There was nothing in there about that, but your bias is showing. It is very clear. And I wrote down all the different places that people are from. It's not just the city. The people that got on these calls are people that are in your district, that will vote, that will keep these things in mind, that have children who are multiracial. These are things that you guys need to learn to come to the table and work together, as opposed to fighting as hard as you possibly can to keep yourselves in power. Learn to pass it around. All we want is to be equal. We don't want to take anything over. No, we want to be equal. I'm going to end this with a quick story. My daughter, at school, one of her classmates' mothers came to me and she said, I have to ask you a question. My son came home and he was, playing with a little girl, a little Black girl, and he was trying to describe her, and he described her as a Black girl. And I said, no, we don't say that. We don't see color. And I said, no. She said, well, what am I supposed to do? I said, there's nothing wrong with seeing color. When you say I don't see color, you're saying that you don't see me. And right now, our commissioners do not see us. And that is what you're saying. This county is not just for white Americans. It's not just for Black Americans. It's for all